1 second. All right, John, I'm going to show you a little screen share. So just don't even really worry about, I guess, what this is about, and I'll explain it later, but I'm just showing you how easily you can do this.
Okay.
So basically you can turn like your Zoom into a YouTube live.
Good.
And that's just something that you can do in Zoom. So what you do is you take this share button and you're going to copy it, and then let's see, did it go to no.
There's a drop today?
So then you can share that link into your Webtalk. So I'm going to just give it a title real quickly. All right, so then what I did is I just pasted that YouTube link and in here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that. So now in Webtalk itself, it'll look almost like it's just a YouTube video, but when you hit play, then you'll see that it's actually it's a little bit behind, but it's actually a live event right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and then we'll come back to that in a second because I want you to kind of see what that all means. So so what I wanted to do was, first of all, just kind of hear what you have to say as far as like if you can kind of tell me what you do, maybe what you're involved in, and just if you have any kind of questions as to how is Webtalk going to work for you, that would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, well, I pretty much resell shoes.
Right.
So I just get on Facebook or OfferUp and I look for people who would be interested. Sometimes even buy shoes from them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I mean, lately, I don't know if you heard about the PS5, how
Yep.
they were selling out quick. So I was pretty much flipping those as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, I do clothes, but I really don't sell it right away. I just wait for. Another thing I do is sometimes I hold shoes, so I wait for the market to go up a little bit.
Right.
Supply and demand.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, talking to your brother, I mean, basically it's kind of you guys are buying shoes and then trying to find someone who wants to buy them and in a better market than you bought
Yeah.
them in.
Correct.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The question to me, or for me to you, is when you post something on Facebook, what's your purpose for posting it on Facebook?
Find a customer,
And do what?
sell it.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it should be. You're trying to find a customer that wants to buy your product.
Yeah.
Now, how many of those customers come into that post and ask a bunch of questions and then disappear?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say about roughly 30 per post.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm asking this, and I obviously know the answer is I
Yeah.
just want people to hear this, that we're talking to someone right now that is looking at how does like my business, my entrepreneurial business work in Webtalk. Well, when you make that post in Facebook, yeah, people are going to respond. That's what customers do.
Yeah.
Whether it's a brick and mortar or whether it's an online kind of business, people are going to come in, they're going to ask a bunch of questions, they're going to get their answers, and they might or might not buy the product.
Yep.
And so what you've done is you've taken the time to talk to them, but they walk out and you haven't made any money.
Yeah, correct.
So here's the big difference. Now, I'm going to show you, first of all, I just want to show you I don't know how much you've been on Webtalk. I think you've been on it a little bit.
Yeah, I used it for a while and then I stopped.
Right.
Now you've
Okay.
been on.
Yeah, and I told Ivan, I said, here's the thing, get in now, and then when things start picking up and when the app shows up, then I want to talk to your brother, because this is the point where it's going to make a whole lot of sense to you. Okay, so you signed up and you have your your profile here. I'm showing everybody your profile. You haven't done a whole lot with it, which is fine. But if you look at it, you've already got 70 people following you.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even notice that.
Right, right. And that's what's great about this. Now, let me show you the people that are following, and you might not think it's as great when you look.
Yeah.
No, it's still great, because here's the part that I like about it. One, you're going to start finding people that are around the world that are going to connect with you. Some of them are people that are just connecting with you. Now, we've got someone like this guy, which clearly is trying to sell you something.
Okay.
But you're also trying to sell people stuff. So it's kind of a mixture of, do you want to deal with all that? Yeah, I mean, some people are going to try to sell you stuff, but on the other side of it, so are you. You're trying to sell stuff. So
Yeah.
now if we look, there's all kinds of different countries that are connecting to you, and a lot of these different countries, if you see like the different countries that are connecting, a lot of these countries know about you because of our presence in Webtalk. And what's really cool about that is we have about 70 plus countries that's represented around the world.
Hmm.
So what does that mean for you? Well, what it means for you is that you can kind of showcase what you've got to a larger group of people. All right. Now, are these people going to buy, and we'll say it right now, are they going to buy $7,000 pair of shoes? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is you're going to make a post. Let's see. So you've made one post. That's fine. So let me show you mine,
Okay.
and then it'll kind of make a little bit more sense. Because like we said, you are concerned about selling the shoe. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not concerned at all. Now, if we look, I just made this post, right? Because this is our live right now. This is us talking. Okay.
Yeah.
I just made this. And in the past couple minutes, 5 people have already viewed it.
Yeah.
One has already shared it. People have commented on it, or clicked and liked it. If we go down here, here's another one with 86 views. Okay. Now, why am I telling you this? Because every time that someone comes to my newsfeed and starts scrolling through it and viewing this stuff, maybe commenting, even sharing it, if you look over here, you see there's going to be different things that are showing you, but there's also going to be ads. And what happens is, even in Facebook, even in Instagram, even in Twitter, there's ads. And every time that someone goes through and is looking at your content, somebody is making money off of those ads. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's making money and generating revenue based on the activity that you are doing in whatever platform you're in.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean? Well, if we look at Facebook, every person in Facebook is worth about $3 to $5 a month. But there's 2 billion people using it. So Facebook is worth about $6 billion every month that they make. Who's getting that money? It's not
Facebook.
you. Zuckerberg and his buddies, right?
Yep.
That's it. Everybody else is just doing their thing. Now, are they hoping to sell something? You said it. I'm hoping to sell something. Great. If someone buys, then it was worth making that post.
Yeah.
But what if you make 6 posts and 1,000 people come in and ask you 1,000 questions, and every one of them walks right back out and says, nope, those aren't the shoes for me?
Okay, I see.
Well, you've wasted a lot of your time.
Yeah.
In Webtalk, as long as I know that people are even viewing my stuff and going through my newsfeed, These ad rewards are building up. These become revenue. Okay. The company itself is going to pay the users up to 50% of whatever they make.
Okay.
So it's your opportunity to get whatever you can from that 50%.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand.
Now, I'm going to show you a dashboard, and if you have any social media that has a dashboard behind it, I want you to pull it up and show me, because you're not going to. I know you're not. But here's the part that's cool. So what have they done? Hopefully you can see this. Yep. So what have they done? So the idea here is that everybody who uses WebTalk will generate revenue.
Okay.
Okay. Guaranteed you're going to make something. So if you are a free member, like you are right now, you sign up. Right now, this would be your level, the U level. So you would be making something, like, let's say you made a post of the newest pair of shoes that you found, right?
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of people that are going to talk about it, but there's going to be very few people that want to buy it. That's just that's the way it is with especially the level of shoes that you guys sell.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's okay in WebTalk. So what happens is you make a post. People from all over WebTalk, they're gonna message, they're gonna write comments, they're gonna like it. They might even share your post because they appreciate that you're working hard and you're trying to sell a shoe, and maybe someone else wants to buy it. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be generating revenue with all of that interaction. Now, the next part is if someone uses your link to sign up to WebTalk, and I'm going to come back to that in a second, but if someone signs up with your link, whatever they make in WebTalk, whether they are free or an upgraded user, whatever they make, you make as well, 100%.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the free part. That's where you're at right now. You're in, you could start posting, you could start generating revenue. Now, granted, is this $8,000? No, it's not.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you are going to find out that, wow, like this is getting huge and I'm starting to make a lot more money. Because let's say if Facebook was doing this right now, $3 billion every month would be sent out to the users for what they're doing. And that could be a sizable chunk of money. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the upgrade, and you know about the upgrade, most people do. For you, the 30 days is over for that half price, but I think there might be a link that you can get that you can go back and actually get that half price. Now, here's what I would say to you. I would say to you that as an investment and as an entrepreneur who wants to advertise all the time and stuff like that, you're not going to find too many sites that are going to let you pay only $200 a year and advertise as much as you want.
Yeah.
And it's just from an advertising point of view. As an investment point of view, not many startup companies can start up with just $200. So, to me, it's pretty valuable as an upgrade. Why? Because the first million people who either upgrade themselves, or if one of the people that they give a link to upgrades, they get the 5 levels of income, which is the 2, 3, 4, and 5th level.
Okay.
So when you look here, instead of just getting this right here, I'm now getting all these levels as well. So now as people keep joining, and if we look over here, it's getting a little bit bigger all the time. There's about 5,000 people in my 5 levels. It's just going to keep growing all the time. This just keeps growing. So anytime someone down here decides to, let's say they want to upgrade. Well, if I have my 5 levels, this guy, I can click on him and look, this guy is someone who I don't know. Hold on. Let's try that again. This guy right here is someone I don't know, but he's from Australia. And he signed up, and the whole idea is 50% of the profits go to the users. So when someone upgrades in your 5 levels, they paid $200 for a yearly membership. I get $20,
Gotcha.
and 4 other people get $20.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm pretty sure this guy is going to be smart enough that he'll never stop paying that because he's going to see how powerful this platform is. So now I'm guaranteed next January, $20.
Okay.
It's just going to happen because he's going to renew and I'm going to get $20. Okay. Now let's think of all, let's say if 1,000 of these people did that this month. You have 1,000 people here, 1,000 times $20. Now we're talking shoe money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what have you done? You've just paid 200 and you're posting a lot or, doing whatever you want to do. Okay. Um, so that's part of it. Then we have the ad revenue, which is all the ads go into a pot, which is right now it's only at 10,000. It's very small right now. This is a very new site. You are coming in and I can say that you're probably going to be the only person that's selling shoes on Webtalk right now. And
Okay.
what's cool about that is, let's say you sell some. Well, I'll get that in a second. But right now, it's right here at 10,000. Next month it'll be something different. It's going to be probably more. Okay, the apps have come out, so it's probably generating a little bit more revenue. So that's going to just keep growing, and you have the opportunity to get some of that every single month. All right, whether you're free or not. Then they're going to have all these different things opening up that are all going to generate revenue as well. There's going to be multiple things that are going to be building up revenue. You have the opportunity to get some of that because you're using the site. Okay, do you have any questions?
So technically, Web Talk is kind of like a Facebook, right? Kind
Um,
of.
I would say here's what I would say is Webtalk to me is taking Instagram on one end of the spectrum and LinkedIn on the other and putting all of that in between. So your Facebook, everything's going to be in one place
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
because
That makes sense.
this you can have a personal side, you can have a business side, you can have private groups, you can have all your information in one place. So let's say you have a group of sneakerheads and you want to post stuff to them that's like VIP stuff. Well, you don't want the public seeing that. So what you do is you create a group for them, and when you make a post, and I'll show you how you do that, you make a post, you click on them as a private group, they're the only people that see it.
Okay.
But that post, all the comments and all the interaction that they do is still generating you revenue.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
So yeah, it's got a lot of, the idea of social media, but it's so much bigger because it has so many other things that you can do with it. Okay. And that's a great question. So as a business person, how does that work? Well, if we look at my profile, see how it's flipping right now? Watch how
Yeah.
it flips. So basically, you have like a double profile. I have it flipping because I don't really care if people see my professional and my business, but you can kind of have a profile pic that would be just for your shoes. You could have a profile pic that is more personal. Okay, so now you have your professional and your personal. So what you do, if you look down here, as you go along, you can put in your information, you can link to all of your different social media accounts. But what's kind of cool down here is when you put in here for experience, these kind of turn into groups. Okay, so as you put more and more stuff here, and you can put like shoe set, shoe reseller, and then maybe for your family you're just you want to have like something else. Okay,
Yeah.
you can build the groups that you want people to see in WebTalk. Okay, so then as you go down here, what's kind of cool is we have recommendations. So let's say you finally sell a pair of shoes. Well, when you sell it, you say, hey, can you write a recommendation for me on my WebTalk page? Okay,
Okay.
and they come in, they write a WebTalk page. Hey man, this guy got us a sweet deal on these shoes. Thank you so much. I'm a happy customer. I would love to buy, I would definitely purchase more. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to get these recommendations, and people are going to come to your site, and you're going to say, hey, I'm a shoe salesman, and they say, well, you know I'm going to look and make sure that this person um, is doing what they say they do. Well, on here you can get verified very quickly that you are, because people are putting in those recommendations. Okay,
Okay.
so here's what happens is, now that you've created your different groups, when you go over here to create a post, excuse me, when you go to create a post, when you click on this, You have your professional contacts, you have your personal contacts, and you have your custom groups, and then like an only me. You can click on if you want people to comment or not. I would always leave it on as comments, because when people comment, that means that they're, on your news feed and they're generating revenue for you. So what you can do is you have your professional contacts, you have your personal contacts, and your custom groups. So what I told when I showed you that you can kind of make your different groups, if I make a post here, okay, and I hit this button and I go to custom groups, I can make multiple groups. So I have my personal, which is my friends, my families, or my acquaintances. When I have my business kind of groups, I have a bunch of different uh, groups that I can put them in. Okay, so acquaintances, classmates, entrepreneur partners, clients, all these different things. So when I click on it, for me, I click on clients. Now all those groups I've set up are right here.
Okay.
So when I make a post, I want it to go to the Cobb County schools, because I need to send something out. I add that group, it's down here. If I want also, let's say the IEG travel group, I want them to see this post as well, and I want all my friends to. Now, when I make that post, the only people that are going to see that are those groups.
Okay.
Okay, and how do I make those groups? That's pretty easy too. So with this, you can you can reach exactly who you want to reach with every single post. Okay,
Okay.
or you can just throw it into the public, and it's awesome. Now here's another thing, it's called a spotlight. When you upgrade, you have 20 spotlight posts. If you do the pro platinum, you have 20 spotlight posts, which means that if you click on this, it's going to go to everybody who's connected to you. Anybody who's connected to you, that post is going to go to all of them so they can see it. Then we down here, you have Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Slack. On the app, you can do Instagram. You can post stuff even into like TikTok, all that. When you click on these, once you're linked, when you click on this, when I post this link, it's going to post in Facebook as well. And it's going to pop up, and then you can write your information in there, and then when people click on that post, it's going to send them to Webtalk, and then hopefully they'll sign up to look at your post in Webtalk and start following you in there. So that's really cool, is you can save a lot of time of posting. Like you say, I post in Facebook. Well, if you post here, you can click on this, and this, and it sends it to all your social media at once.
Okay, gotcha.
Saving a lot of time. All right, so that's how you post. Then how do I put people in? Let's see. Hopefully you're seeing it. Yeah, you're seeing it. So let's say this guy wants to connect with me. So I say, okay, I'm going to connect. Now, what I can do is I can fill out. So let's say you meet someone at the latest event. Okay, and you get their information. You put their information in here. Permission groups. Now I click on this. I can figure out where I want this person to be. This person that I'm showing you right now, I'm going to click on this. I want him to be in this group. He is not a friend of mine, so I don't click on anything personal. I don't know who he is as far as like, is he my pal? Not really. Okay. And then you can put in tags about them. You can write notes about that person. So like if you met someone that said, hey, I'm looking for, the new Jordans. Okay, cool. I'm going to write this information in here so that I have that information, so I remember who this person is. Now, what's nice about this is the news, like your news feed, you can say, well, I don't want to see any of their posts, or I want to see all of their posts, or just, kind of in the middle. Now, the recommendation, this is great, because when people start getting recommended in their businesses and stuff in Webtalk, people are going to come in and say, okay, I want to see all of the posts because this person has like 20 great recommendations. So anytime you post, this person's going to see all of your posts all the time. Okay. So that's kind of a cool little thing. So I've put him in this group. I hit done. Now, whenever I send out a message and I pick that specific group, it's going to go, it's that message, that post he's going to see it on his newsfeed. All right. Let me see. So then you have like your timeline here, which is, basically like any other kind of social media. You're posting and stuff and people interacting. let me see. Anything else that I think is business wise is kind of cool. So yeah, so let's look at the rewards because I really believe that this is, especially for businesses, I think that this is something that is going to take a while for businesses to really understand because it hasn't been done before. From listening to what you just said, you post, you're hoping that someone sees it, and you're hoping that someone buys your product. That's what you're doing every day. In Webtalk, you can post, people might talk about your product, you might not sell it, but you're generating revenue because of all that interaction. That's
Yeah.
kind of the big difference. Now, the other difference is I'm sure that you know some people that have large followings that are big sneakerhead followings, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know 50,000 people, but they do.
Yeah.
So if you told them, look, every time that you make a post in Webtalk as compared to Facebook, let's say 20,000 of those people make a comment, hey, that looks cool, or they like it. You don't get anything out of that. But what if those 50,000 people were commenting on your posts all throughout the month and maybe they generated like 10 cents? All of them.
Yeah. It adds up.
You as a free user, if you got in and then you had all of them follow you using your link and you had 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 50,000 people, whatever it is, if all of them were making 10 cents a month, that would be like, at just 10 cents would be almost like selling at least a pair or two of shoes a month.
Yeah. Correct.
And you feel good when you do that, right? When you sell about 2 or 3 pairs a month, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, that seems like a pretty good month.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, when you think about that, so you go talk to someone that has this good following, they're well known, and you say, "Hey, man, you should check out this Web Talk, man. Look, if you put all 10,000 of your people in here, and they started following your posts in here, it doesn't take 4,000 hours, it doesn't take 3 million viewers. You're gonna start making revenue right away." And let's just say those people all make only 5 cents a month. And is it hard to make 5 cents a month? Well, if you look at mine, I've made 50 cents and it is only, well, this would be, yeah, it'd be at the end of the month. So I made 50 cents.
Okay.
So let's say 50,000 or 10, let's say 10,000 people made 50 cents. Well, that's 5 grand
Yeah, it adds up.
just by posting. But here's the cool thing about it. If you tell that guy, hey, look at this Web Talk. It's crazy, man. You can generate revenue. He goes, man, this is brilliant. So he pushes all his 5,000 people in here. Well, if you upgrade and now you have the 5 levels, if we look over here, so he comes in at your level 1, right?
Yeah.
He drops in 5,000 people in your level 2 or 10,000 people, whatever. Now let's say they're all making 50 cents. Do you think any of those people are going to be like, I'm okay with just making 50 cents? Or are they going to go, I need to learn more and find out how I can make more money in this?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what they're going to do. So let's say 5,000 of them go, I got 10 friends that I can talk to. So now this level 3 is at 50,000 people. Those peoples want to make more money. So they go tell 10 people. Now it's 500,000. Now it's 5 million people. If 5 million people plus, or even 500,000 people are making you 10 cents a month, at some point, and I know this is going to sound crazy, at some point, you're just going to make a post and say, hey, I just bought these new shoes. I'm going to do a raffle at the end of the week. Whoever posts and responds and shares or something this post, at the end of the month, I'm going to put all their names in a drawing, and I'm going to give away a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're going to comment. You're going to say, hey, look, I'm going to post 10 posts this month. And whoever comments on every single one of them, or whoever interacts with one of them, you're going to start generating so much revenue that at some point the product isn't going to be an issue anymore.
Yeah. I see what
Now,
you.
would I tell you to do that tomorrow? No. Not at all,
Yeah.
because that you would lose a ton of money doing that. But the idea is that, you know, in the beginning, what you're trying to do is just trying to get people in. Now, here's another thing that I think would work really well for you is you say, I buy shoes and then I post them and hope to find someone to buy them. Well, what if you went and made a live event like we're at right now, and you go to, you know, your shoe convention, and you walk around and you get on live and you say, okay, people, what shoes are you looking for? What do you want? And they're going to start commenting. Well, I want the, you know, 86 Jordans. Great. How much do you want to pay for them? They're going to say this much. Now you're looking for a specific shoe that you're not going to sit on the shelf and hope that somebody buys. You're going to get it and sell it that same day.
Yeah.
How much more efficient would that be than just posting on Facebook and hoping for the best?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Think of your PlayStations. You bought them and went, man, I hope people buy them. Now, it's pretty obvious that people are going to buy those. We know that. But if you think about, like, if you had a live event and said, hey, everybody that follows me, look, I just want to know how many people are looking for PS5s, and, you know, 50 people do it. Well, then you go, well, if I know that 50 people want this thing, I'm going to buy way more than just 10, because
Yeah.
I know as soon as I get them, I'm sending them right back out.
Yeah.
And it
Mm,
could be massive for your business, because your business isn't a brick and mortar kind of thing. Your business is more of a, you know, online, in the world kind of business. And I think that web talk is massive for you. And when I was, you know, when I was talking to Ivan, I was just like, Ivan, I was like, man, I was like, you gotta talk to your brother about this, because this is what is going to jumpstart your business. I really believe it would just make it even bigger. Um, and really, when you know people, and you've probably sold some shoes to some people that have some good followings, and you show them this and say, hey, you know what, follow me on Webtalk, man. And they're going to say, what's Webtalk? And be like, look, you can make money on Webtalk just by posting, just by interacting and talking about shoes. You could do live events with people that just talk about shoes, and that's going to generate revenue.
okay. Yeah,
um
makes sense.
so do you have any questions?
No, I mean it's pretty makes sense to me. So no
Good.
question.
And here's the thing that's kind of cool is, what I tell people is, look, our group in Web Talk is pretty massive. It's a massive group, 70 plus countries, tons of people. Your business is their business. Okay,
Yeah.
they're gonna interact with you, and I will show your page one more time, because I want to show you this, that because you have about 70 people following you. I'm gonna see what we. Oh, that's not it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell people, because we're on a live, and you know, there's people that are watching this, that are going to watch this worldwide. So what I would say, I don't know who's going to do it. I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys, IEG members, if you are watching this video, please go to John Salazar. Go to John Salazar. All you have to do is just type in his name in the thing and follow him. Follow him and see if he'll start posting some pics of his shoes, um, the things that he's trying to sell. And now, you know, people are going to start looking at your stuff right away. They're going to start seeing your posts right away. People are probably going to try to connect with you. Now, are there going to be people that are going to try to sell you stuff? Of course, everything is like that. When you
Yeah.
can kind of start weeding that out, you can see who's, you know, interested in commenting on posts and things like that for you. Um, so that is, you know, a little shout out for your business. You
Yeah,
know,
thank you.
people around the world, you might find someone around the world that has a lot of money and is really into shoes, and you can do that, and you can start interacting with that person. I don't know,
Yeah.
but what I do know is that if you make a post and people comment on it, and start looking at your newsfeed, you're generating revenue already. And that's the really cool part. So let's look at my live event right now. Just the time that we've talked. We've got way more views. So we got 22 views. We got some comments now. People are starting to comment. People are starting to share. As the day goes along, you know, people are going to start waking up all around the world, and they're going to see this, probably watch it, you know, maybe make some comments and stuff, and hopefully some of those people that are listening will connect with you, just to show you kind of like how our group works and how powerful of an environment we have already on this platform. So that's kind of the, you know, the quick kind of part of it. I just, you know, I think that someone like you could do really well, because you do have those connections to, you know, people with bigger followings. You've probably sold shoes to people with bigger followings. You might have even sold some shoes to some bigger name people, some celebrities. I don't know. I know that your shoes are, that you do sell are on that higher level. So I'm sure that you've, you know, interacted with people that are, you know, got bigger followings and stuff. But if you think about it, when those people, if they're in your 5 levels and they're bringing in all kinds of people to follow them and interact, whatever they make, you make 100% of that in those 5 levels.
Yeah, I see
And
what you.
that's big. That's really big. And it's only going to grow. It's just going
Yeah.
to grow and grow. So, so yeah, John, if you have any questions, please, you know, hit me up, tell Ivan, whatever. And then, you know, if you want more information to kind of see how this works, see what you can, you know, what else, you know, you might think of other things later on, and, you know, just ask. It's not a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll start using it for sure. I'll start posting, make a couple
Yeah,
posts in a few.
yeah. Just kind of see what it does for you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. All right, well, if you don't have anything else, then we'll stop. But you know, I'm glad you know, we found some time to chit chat and stuff. And you know, if you have any questions, please ask.
Yeah, I'll let Ivan know, of course.
Cool. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Yep. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end this end this live. But yeah, if you guys are interested in a new kind of business entrepreneur, he sells expensive shoes, but if you are a you know, kind of a sneakerhead kind of person, you might want to start following and maybe even asking what kind of shoes he might be able to get for you. So you know, go look at his site, go, you know, start following him when he makes posts. If you're interested in looking at like you know, the high end kind of sneaker shoes that people buy. You might be interested in that. I don't know where you're at in the world, but I'm sure there's somebody that likes to buy shoes. So if you are, connect with him. All right. All right, guys. Talk to you later.